There's a certain kind of anxiety that perhaps many people experience, and that is the dread of running out of time. When there are things we still want to accomplish, or times that we want to live, the window of opportunity can be pulled out from under us, and our lives change before we want them to. Good times don't last forever. A good relationship, good health, good job, or just a good night out, sooner or later all pass away. The passing of time can be cruel in that way. As James Baldwin writes, we know nothing of birth or death, except that we remain powerless when faced by either. In time, suns rise and set, and the face of the earth changes. At length, the limbs stiffen, and the light goes out of the eyes. In Sonnet number 12, Shakespeare writes, "And nothing 'gainst time's scythe may make defense, save breed to brave him when he takes thee hence." That is to say, all we can do to defy the passing of time is to breed a new life, not capture and keep frozen an old one. We have to move on. But our inevitable nostalgia with the past lingers, and our angst with the passing of time is manifest in our popular culture. I am referring, first and foremost, to stories of time travel. Now, most time travel stories involve the desire to change the past, to alter the course of history. This is understandable. The fact that we in real life can never change the past is an invitation to misery. We so often wish that things could have gone another way, and we could have prevented something bad or avoided a stupid mistake. But it can't be changed anymore, so we curse the stubbornness of time. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Stories about changing the past is a topic for another time. What is less often portrayed in time travel stories is the desire to relive the past, or for time to actually go back. This is where Christopher Nolan's Tenet comes in. In Tenet, humans in the future will invent a technology to make people and things move backwards in time. So instead of a bullet exiting the pistol chamber and hitting a wall, the bullet flies out of a wall and shoots back into the gun. But our main characters live in the past, before this technology is invented. Later in the movie, it's revealed that humans in the future have literally ran out of time. Global climate catastrophe is ending their world. But instead of getting Matthew McConaughey to fly into a wormhole, humans in the future decide that their only option is to live in the past. So they set out to invert the entire world, to literally turn back time, but thereby running the risk of destroying all past generations. Future humans are trying to accomplish this by working with a middleman in the past, the main villain of the movie, while the main protagonist is trying to prevent them from destroying the world. The main villain, Andrei Sator, has his own personal reasons for ending the world. He has an insatiable desire to possess all the wealth and power of the world for as long as he lives. But he can't live much longer. He has an incurable terminal illness and an estranged wife. And so, like a madman, he believes that if he can't have his wife's love and the world, then no one else can have them either. And so, in the final moments of his life, he decides to go back to a vacation trip with his wife when they still had love between them. By ending the world, I think Sator is taking his revenge on time. Time that is taking everything away from him. In Thus Spoke Zarathustra, the philosopher Nietzsche wrote, "The will cannot will backward, that it cannot break time and time's greed, that is the will's loneliest misery." that time does not run backwards, that is its wrath. Thus the will, the liberator, became a doer of harm, and on everything that is capable of suffering, it avenges itself for not being able to go back. Our frustration with time past, like Nietzsche said, can lead us to lash out in the present. Nietzsche claims that out of outrage, existence itself becomes a punishment. Nothing matters anymore compared to the good times that is fading away. Nihilism ensues and destruction follows. So, what to do about this? What to prevent the misgivings of time passing? Well, Tenet seems to suggest that faith or belief in things beyond yourself is the guard against Armageddon. Throughout the movie, the main character,
I'm the protagonist.
The protagonist doesn't just go on missions for himself. He changes his mission and makes new plans, extremely dangerous plans, just to save other people that he met along the way. In other words, he believes in other people. He believes in their future, and so naturally, he wants to preserve them. The protagonist cares about the future, whether or not he gets to experience it himself. He's not like Satyr, for whom the world is worth nothing if he doesn't get to be a part of it.
My greatest sin was to bring a son into a world I knew was ending. I think God will forgive me.
You don't believe in God, or a future, or anything outside of your own experience.
The rest is belief, and I don't have it.
Because Satyr only values his own experience and nothing beyond that, when he's about to lose the experience of living, he's losing everything that he ever valued. That's why he's vengeful. That's why he doesn't want his time to pass. Another point that Tenet illustrates is that if you want to live towards the future, that you need to have faith in the workings of time and embrace its whims with courage. In other words, you have to trust reality. In Tenet, the protagonist's friend, Neil, sacrifices himself to save the protagonist and the entire world. Before he goes back into the past to do his final mission, he says,
"What's happened's happened, which is an expression of faith in the mechanics of the world. It's not an excuse to do nothing.
Fate?
Call it what you want.
What do you call it?
Reality. Now let me go."
Because time travel doesn't actually exist for us, we should change Neil's words. What's going to happen is going to happen, which is an expression of faith in the mechanics of the world. It's not an excuse to do nothing. In other words, when you believe in reality, when you believe in things beyond the past and beyond yourself, you can let go of your own past and work towards the future. That is Tenet's message. So, since we have no excuse to do nothing, the question becomes, how are you going to act now, in this moment? I'll leave you to consider that yourself.